So YouTube is breaking say something. I'm back for week to it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and you always watch the full video.
In September 2023, an on-duty sergeant from the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department was traveling through a construction zone in his unmarked squad car when he spotted a Ford Explorer that closely resembled Indiana State Police vehicles. The driver, 23-year-old Jonathan Becker, wore a neon green uniform shirt with patches, similar to Indiana law enforcement attire. Jonathan soon pulled in behind the sergeant and activated his white and amber emergency lights, signaling what appeared to be a traffic stop. In response, the sergeant pulled over, but Jonathan continued driving, turned off the lights, and was later seen in another construction area with workers dressed in similar attire. The sergeant asked Jonathan if he was a police officer, but Jonathan denied it and accused the sergeant of speeding in the construction zone. While they argued, the sergeant called for assistance from uniformed officers.
So he's a security guard who have, most security companies, they have trucks, they have uniforms. So they think resemble regular police things. He hit the lights on you to act like he's pulling you over, and did what most cops be doing, and then went past you, and then went somewhere where the rest of the people was dressed just like him. Yeah, bro, what are you doing? You're not a cop. Why did you hit your lights on me? Like, your lights are for on your premises of your job, not in traffic. Not for you to use like a police officer to get somebody out of your way.
As they spoke, the sergeant noticed John's tactical belt had a radio mic, a key ring with an Indiana State Police logo, and a black whistle, items commonly used by police officers.
Security officers had the same thing.
I already told you. Okay. So you don't answer. Stop playing games.
There's no games here.
Okay, then I already answered that question. 5 or 6.
Okay. Well, the reason I asked you before is because I wanted to make sure if you are a police officer.
I already told you my answer. Okay. Stop asking me.
You told me you're not a police officer.
I already answered that question.
You understand why it's time to talk to you, correct?
Yeah, because you flew past me going 80 miles an hour in a post 55.
Okay.
For no reason. How do I know you're not on your way to the call because your lights are on?
What
lights?
lights?
Because you flew past me.
And then you put your badge on to talk to me.
Correct.
And your gun.
I didn't put my gun on. I have my gun with me because I'm a police officer.
Alright, well, I didn't see your badge on.
When I went by you in the car, you mean?
Yep. You put it on to come talk to me?
Correct.
Yep.
Because I wanted to make sure that you knew that before I just come up and start talking to you what was going on.
Alright.
Okay?
Alright, go run me. Let's get this over with.
Okay. Do you understand what's happening here and why I'm here to talk to you?
Nope.
You don't understand?
Nope.
Okay. Do you have responsibilities enforcing traffic law on
I'm a flagger.
Okay. Do you have responsibilities to enforce speeding law on the interstate?
Whenever we're in a construction zone, I do whatever they tell me to do.
Okay. Has anybody tasked you with the responsibility to flash your lights at motorists on the road and tell them to slow down while you're driving?
What do we do?
Okay, what you're doing right now is stationary on the side of the road, trying to ensure the safety of people in a construction zone, right?
Yep.
Okay. You understand the difference between the motoring public on 465, which is a busy interstate in Indianapolis.
I don't know what your point is here.
Okay. My point is.
The point is you was trying to abuse of power, basically. Your job is to do that which you're doing in that place right there, not on the highway, not around the corner, not by your house, right there. This is where you guide traffic. This is where you hit the caution lights. This is where you do all that.
Let's step back and look, okay? Would you agree that some people might think this looks like a police car? Or some kind of emergency vehicle?
It's a traffic control car. Just
Okay.
like his car.
Okay.
Just like his car.
Which is
just
why
like his car.
okay.
We all use
Which is
different
why I
types
asked
of
you
vehicles.
why you are essentially trying to enforce traffic law on the interstate.
Who said I was trying to do that?
Did you not activate your lights, what you said, to slow me down?
I did not.
You didn't activate your lights?
Nope, and there's a witness.
Okay.
Wherever he went.
You didn't activate these lights right in the front of your car?
Nope.
He stayed
My
just
strobe
like
lights,
him,
I
too.
did not.
Okay, what lights did you activate?
I didn't activate any lights.
Okay, so there's
Do
two
you have any
different
proof that I did?
stories you've given me. You said before it wasn't your strobes, it's your high beams.
Well, you said strobes. You
Okay.
told the warrant officer I thought it was strobes.
Okay, these lights that are right in the front that are
Did I clock my
strobing.
strobes? So
Lights-
now you have two different stories, okay? So now you
Do you
said
understand the
you
action
said
of these
headlights.
lights?
So you said headlights and then strobes. So which one?
I'm asking.
Bro, like, bro, you was caught, bro. You was caught. You use the lights. You try everybody get back to your post. You probably wasn't supposed to leave. You probably was late to work. You use the lights to get them out of traffic, and then the person that you moved, that you use the lights on, just happened to be a real cop. My bad. I apologize. I went too far. I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't have done that. I apologize. You trying to drag this situation out? He's trying to make up, like, he's trying to, again, like most situations, you're trying to argue with the cop and think like, hey, you're going to let it go and then we're going to be cool. No, sir. You're finna lose your job.
I'm asking you what you activated, and you said you didn't activate anything, which is not accurate. Okay.
I'll talk to somebody else.
Have you ever been arrested?
I'll talk to somebody else. I'm done talking to you.
Hey, is your laptop? Or do you have, well, you don't have one in there.
Yeah, I got one. I'm the mark behind him.
John explained that he owns Indiana Traffic Operations, a company specializing in traffic control at construction sites to ensure the safety of construction crews.
I have plenty of guys that work with me. Cops, IPD guys. So
Okay, are you on for place for the wreck?
Doing traffic. That's all I do.
Traffic
It's not like
at the
I'm
pole.
not doing anything.
Stop.
That's it. I mean, he saw the whole thing.
Correct.
I don't know what he's trying to gain out of it.
This.
Do you have your ID on you? You need it? Well, he's saying you're going to this whole thing, so I should
Right. This dude, he drives by in his Jeep. We're going what? 60? And it's a 55 on Caitlin.
It was also discovered John was on probation for unlawful display of emergency lights on a vehicle.
Oh, he been doing this.
Mr. Becker,
Oh, you been doing this.
are you on probation?
Yeah.
You're on probation
You already know the answer to that
Hancock
question.
County?
You already know the
What
answer
are
to
you
that
on
question.
probation for?
You already know the answer to that question. You looked it up, so you already know.
Okay. What do you think he's on probation for? No, actually, I've never seen somebody on probation for it, but he's on probation for improper use of emergency lights.
It's not improper use. You need to reread that.
I'm not here to write you a ticket.
Okay, I know
What
that.
do you think the odds are that
okay,
of all
hold
people...
on. Reverse. You said improper use. What did it say? Now you're implying to him that I use red and blue light.
I didn't imply anything.
You just told him, and so
You're
now
on-
everyone thinks they're.
Did you flash your lights when you were behind him?
Unlawful
No, I
light
didn't.
Of emergency
I
lights
didn't.
on a
He
vehicle.
flew past.
Well, you're not the police.
Look, obviously he wants to be he wants to be a cop. But sadly he's on probation. But if he don't have no major charges, what's preventing him from being a cop? It's probably the mental part. He probably couldn't pass the mental part. That's probably what it was. But bro, they need to explain that to him, and he needs to fess up. Like, bro, look, I always said that. Like, look, man, my dream was to be one of you guys. They denied me, and I went a little too far. I went too far. You again try to drag this situation out is not going to help your situation.
So guess what? If somebody flies past you, call the police.
What do you think the odds are that of all the people that I stopped to talk to for flashing their lights on the interstate,
He didn't flash him, but
whatever you want to call it,
he flew by me
okay?
at 80
You're on-
miles
you're
an
on
hour, which
probation
would make
for unlawful display of
a
emergency
reason
lights
for us
on
to
a
believe that he
vehicle.
did
So,
something about it.
Yes, you probably know a lot about the statute.
I
But you
do.
probably, if you're on probation for that, shouldn't be on the interstate trying to slow traffic down. And this is your lucky day that the car that you try to do that to happens to be an unmarked police officer who happens to be working. Okay? So don't give me a hard time when you're on probation for something
Don't
related.
touch my car.
Okay?
I'm not touching your car. Stop touching my car.
Don't touch my car.
You're lucky I don't tow it, which is within my purview.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I've got your ID. You have this gentleman's information. I'm going to make a police report.
Okay.
How that How that handles anything for your business based on what your current status is, I do not know. What is your probation officer's name?
I have to look at it.
You don't know who your probation officer is?
I think he's a real chill guy. I have to check in with him maybe once a month, so I don't even...
No problem. My suggestion to you is, this is probably a bad idea.
He thinking me not giving you. He thinking I'm not gonna give you the name because you're gonna directly call him. Your probation officer is going to get this. He's going to get this report because it's your name. He's going to get it.
Your intentions may have been good, but bad things happen when people start down that road. And I'm not talking about you having to flash them at a police officer. I'm talking about people getting pissed off. I legitimately was doing something you have no idea what I'm doing. That's what we do for a living. It was just your bad luck that happened to be what I do for a living. Okay?
What, drive 80 miles an hour in a 55 and then weave in and out of traffic?
I'm not going to take advice from somebody on probation.
I'm just asking you,
okay? I'm not here to diminish what you do.
If you're in like an unmarked Porsche or something like that, all right, cool. But you said you're in COVID.
I get what he's trying to do. Like, bro, like you were speeding, so that's what triggered him to do it. But bro, you're not a cop. You're not a traffic cop. You're a traffic security guard, basically. That's what you are, a traffic security guard at this site. That's what you're supposed to do. But again, I think he wants to be a cop. Hey, who I wanted to be a cop when I was a kid. But sadly, things happen. So therefore, you can't be that. Hey, I do security right now because of that reason. Because of that. So I feel it. But sadly, you got to do what's in your policy. And that, what you're doing, if not.
Investigation.
Not COVID, covert. Yes.
Okay.
What we do, I'll tell you what I do for a living.
I heard COVID, so I was
no, I don't go after COVID violators, okay?
He's tried to cut him so many breaks. I was mad when I heard about this. I wasn't even here.
We go after people. We do gun crime investigations.
That's what I was saying, like he's
people to not
dragging it out.
That's what we do
making
for a living.
It worse.
No, I don't normally waste any of my time, but you pique my curiosity, flashing your lights at me. I understand now you say you didn't flash any lights or whatever, and it must have just been my random luck that I came up here to talk to you and you happen to be on probation. I have no idea who you are. I have nothing against you. I'm just telling you, it's a bad idea to be on the interstate flashing your lights at people.
I've seen this car like flying.
Are they together?
I think so. The skinny one with glasses drives that.
Somebody
car. He does have red and blue.
Yeah.
I've never seen this one with lights on, but I've seen him at the crew car wash, and I could have swear I saw steady burns that are red and blue.
It's like it's clear what they're doing. Like you're wearing you got a thin blue line plate cover. You're wearing a thin blue line hat. Like,
come on, man. We all know whether you want to admit it or not what you're trying to do. There's a place for that. Apparently, based on what you're saying, you're trying to get me to slow down, okay? It's not your job, unfortunately, today.
Well, you're
maybe it will be in the future.
You shouldn't be driving like that anyway.
It's not your call. You don't know what
I'm
doing.
No, it's not my call, but you as a police officer, you should be driving with due regard. And that was not due regard. And I'm sure he can vouch for me. That was not due regard.
if I saw this car coming up behind me and I couldn't see the plate, I couldn't see the lights, I would 100% think it was a cop, like an out-of-county cop.
Weaving in and out. No. Hold on, you had your piece.
I will not be lectured.
Okay, all right.
It's not your place.
Yeah, because you should know better.
You don't know what I was doing.
You're the police. I'm not even the police, dude.
So what was I
doing? And then you asked me 20 times.
Explain to me what I was doing.
Weaving in and out of traffic, no signal, and speeding.
What was I doing?
With no due regard.
What was I looking for?
I don't care what you were looking for.
How? So that is not
your place. You're driving with no due regard.
That is not accurate. How do you know? Was I following?
He really arguing with the wrong person, bro. Top Flight is not finna let this go. Top Flight feel like he was in the right. He didn't do nothing wrong, but you did, bro. You're not a cop. And again, you better be lucky that this was a cop that you did this to, because if it would have been somebody, it said if it would have been the plug. This said if it was the plug, you did it, and then you would have really tried. You'd have went a step forward and actually got out and try to do a real traffic stop. Then he would have known, like, hold on, you're a security guard. Come on, bro.
Murder suspect?
So maybe
was I following a murder suspect?
That's your business.
Was I following a murder suspect?
Obviously not. You were following me.
How do you know?
Because you followed me here.
How do you know?
You follow that murder suspect? You'd be following him right now. You wouldn't be talking to me,
you
right?
make my point for me, okay? your actions, okay, look it up, in the state of Indiana, when you take action and cause someone to take another action, okay, when you take action like on the interstate, flipping your lights on like this, you cause a chain reaction. You don't know what I was doing, okay? You didn't know I was a police officer, you just thought I was somebody driving on the interstate, coming off the interstate, onto Shadeland, right? What I'm saying is it's not your place to enforce those traffic laws. I understand your heart, your intention might have been in the right place, I don't know. I have no idea what your deal is with Hancock County. What I'm saying is that's a bad idea. As it turns out, you're trying to lecture me on something that you don't know what our job is or what I was doing, okay? I understand you didn't know I was a police officer.
You guys
there
do
are a
your
lot
thing.
of
I'm
police
just
cars.
asking you to drive with your car. Alright, that's all I want. Alright?
It's not your place.
It's not your plate. You're a citizen. I'm sorry. You can drive down the street and want it all day.
I'm not asking you to give me a lecture. I'm here just explaining to you. Actually, I was out here working. I understand now. You think, whatever, I'm wasting my time here.
Okay, but you get where I'm coming from, right? I just see some
You understand?
jackass
I don't like
driving down the road going 50.
It doesn't matter. It's not your job.
I'm not here to give you a ticket.
So what?
Okay?
I understand that.
I suppose I could. I haven't been to traffic court in a long time. I know where it's at. I know how to give a ticket. I know they're expensive now, and I'm not trying to tax you like that.
He don't
You
even
have to
do this.
understand.
He's
You're
like,
trying
"Well, you got me
to,
effed
in
up."
this conversation, justify what you're saying you're not doing. Anyway, I'm gonna snap a couple pictures of your vehicle. I've already got your information. You're free to go. Do you have any questions for me?
I just need a copy of your business card.
I don't have a business card with me. I've already told you my name. I'm making a report.
But you have a copy of the report.
I do not provide copies of the report. I give you a report number. Can you just pull a number and then write it down for me?
You just run it 3012 as an organizational plate?
No, it took me a while to get it, but it is like an LF plate.
Like a supporter plate?
No, it's a law enforcement plate.
Just humor me and run it 3012 on an OR.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's real, bro. He just doing too much.
Did he say how he has what was it, like Warren, like Michigan City or whatever it was?
Yeah, so Warren County, Williamsport is way out west, damn near to
Did
Illinois.
he say how he has that plate?
I don't know, but this comes back on a Brown 2000. That thing is not 2000.
John claimed he purchased the vehicle several months prior, along with the equipment inside. Officers observed a radar gun, a radio box, light siren box, and a mounted computer in plain view, all of which appeared clean and functional.
It's your
That
stuff.
nigga put all that together.
If it's over 30 days, I'm going to tell.
This is like the movie, what is it called? Want to be a cop or let's be cops? This is that. Let's be cops, bro. He's want to be a cop, bro. Like nobody's doing all that. Nobody's doing all that. Like you got a computer thing right there. For what? Who are you searching up? What are you searching up?
I'm fine just making a report and going on with my day because I don't want to. This is not how I like spending my.
Something with the date that you bought the car to show me that it's not older than 30 days.
Oh, I got a temp tag.
Perfect.
Do you see what this says? Please display this portion in the rear vehicle window. Does it say anywhere on there to put a plate off of another car and just drive around with it? It doesn't.
That's illegal.
You obviously, if you know,
My bad. My bad.
You gotta have the paperwork.
While retrieving the vehicle registration, since the plates were linked to a different vehicle, officers noticed a Glock magazine, 2 pairs of handcuffs in the passenger door, and what appeared to be tactical vest and body armor in the back seat.
Oh yeah.
It's a handcuff
Recording.
store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You do security. Do you understand that doing security means you cannot put someone in handcuffs? That's what the police. That's what the real police do. Is put
Okay.
people in handcuffs.
Yeah, I understand that.
There's no firearm in here, but there's a magazine and bullets.
Yeah, well, I got obviously clean this out because I just transferred everything to my other car, but there's no gun. I have a Glock.
How do you have that on probation? How? I thought you couldn't do that. Or this is because it's Michigan. But I thought you couldn't do that. Mind you, I don't know all law, so I might be hella wrong. I'd be wrong. But that's crazy.
It's 19.
Where is it at?
Because I can't carry it, right? Because I'm on probation.
You know your business better than us.
Okay, well,
I haven't looked at, I don't know.
Pretty sure I have
what
to
the
tell
conditions.
you, I can't have a firearm. I don't have a firearm.
I'm just telling you, I don't
it's at
know
the
the
house
conditions of your
in a
probation.
secured-
There's probably people who have conditions of probation that say, like, if I'm working, I can. Maybe across the board. I mean, it's only a C misdemeanor that you're on probation for, so
Yeah,
I don't know that I've ever
that's fine.
encountered somebody on probation for a C misdemeanor, so, and I don't do probation, so I'm just going to say you probably know your business and your risk better than, I'm sure it's there, but I'm going to go down that route. Have a nice day.
He trying to
As
leave.
the
He
sergeant and
trying to get
officers
away
left
from
the area, John was seen taking pictures of their vehicles. Given the odd and suspicious nature of the situation, the sergeant decided to dig further. After the incident, the sergeant reached out to other law enforcement agencies to see if they were aware of similar interactions with John. He received a photograph from June 2022 showing John directing traffic for churchgoers leaving a service. The photo had been taken by someone who was concerned that the vehicle John was using resembled a fake Indiana State Police vehicle. The investigation deepened as the sergeant reviewed footage from August 2022, recorded during the funeral procession of an Elwood police officer killed in the line of duty. Amid the procession of police vehicles with flashing emergency lights, one vehicle stood out, a car operated by John, equipped with red and white emergency lights bearing a license plate that read, Indiana Traffic Operations. However, the sergeant would soon learn that John made his day-to-day activities well known to the world. Police discovered numerous photos on his public Facebook profile showing him dressed in attire similar to law enforcement uniforms. His bio listed him as the owner of Indiana Traffic Operations LLC since September 2022, though he later removed this information. Among the posts on his page was a photo of John changing a flat tire, but what drew attention was his utility belt, which clearly displayed a firearm. Police subsequently reviewed John's TikTok page, Indy Traffic Cops, which contained hundreds of videos showcasing police vehicles, including his own fleet. In one video, John proudly displayed the interior of a Dodge Charger equipped with emergency lights, and a silver IMPD police badge was visible. While these badges were never publicly available, they could be acquired by retiring officers. Following the incident where he pulled over the sergeant, John appeared to change his TikTok username. Additionally, police found his company's Facebook page, where several posts featured law enforcement-related hashtags. The investigating sergeant believed
It's crazy, dog. It's obviously something's wrong with you. Something is slightly off. But bro, you got a whole company, police, you were smart. You smart enough to do all. I don't know how to do all that. I would love to know, bro. If you can give me the full break, you probably can Google everything, but bro, you got a whole company, police vehicles, probably people working for you. You're done now?
these posts
You're
conveyed
done now?
a misleading impression that Indiana Traffic Operations was connected to official law enforcement agencies or activities. The company's website was also reviewed, revealing several professionally taken photos of John. The sergeant particularly noted the images where John was standing in a public roadway, directing or possibly obstructing traffic, despite there being no apparent reason for his presence there. In addition, police found John's Instagram page, where his bio stated he was the owner of a page called Law Enforcement's. The account featured over 2,000 posts displaying law enforcement-related vehicles. The sergeant conducted a record search too, and confirmed John had never been a police officer with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department or any other agency. However, he had participated in the IMPD's Explorer program as a high school student in 2016, a detail confirmed by old YouTube videos on his channel, along with other law enforcement-related content. With that, his interactions with real police officers stretch back to 2021, when John was stopped for operating a silver Dodge Charger, outfitted with equipment mimicking that of unmarked police vehicles. Items like handcuffs and an Ohio State Highway Patrol sticker were discovered. John was cited and warned about driving a vehicle designed to impersonate law enforcement. By April 2023, John was stopped again, this time for moving violations. A different Dodge Charger, now with state police-style decals, carried a firearm on the passenger seat and tools associated with emergency responders. When officers asked John at the time about the color of the lights on the Charger, he replied, "Get a warrant." In May 2023, a sergeant reviewed footage from another agency showing John arriving at an accident scene before first responders. He blocked a lane of traffic and walked freely among injured parties, police officers, and firefighters. At one point in the footage, both a police sergeant and a firefighter appeared confused about John's identity and his presence at the scene. The investigation also revealed John had owned 22 vehicle titles, most of which were police models. Only 4 were active at the time of the inquiry. Based on several of these factors, the investigating sergeant who was initially pulled over by John concluded that John had falsely portrayed himself as a law enforcement officer. On October 17, 2023, the state of Indiana filed a probable cause affidavit. After a review, probable cause was established and a warrant for John's arrest was issued. The following day, records show that John had been taken into custody.
Ruined your life, bro.
Ultimately, John was charged with impersonation of a public servant, a level 6 felony offense. He had also received a Class C infraction for operating a motor vehicle with a false plate, and he was released a few days later on a $250 cash bond. But the story didn't end there. Just over a year later, John dug himself into deeper shit. He was arrested once again, this time for felony impersonation of a public servant and unlawfully carrying a handgun in his white Ford F-150, a newer addition to his fleet that he had proudly showcased on his TikTok page shortly before the arrest. I think this ship has sailed, but why didn't he just apply to be a police officer? Visit codebluecam.com.
I don't think he was able to make. I think more likely he wasn't able to pass the mental part, because it got to be something mentally wrong with you, bro. Especially again, or if you just say if he didn't apply, why didn't you apply? But if he did apply, it's probably was the mental part, because bro, because like you got caught several different times. So at one of the moments you should like, yeah, let me stop doing this. Everybody knows impersonating them is a felony. You go to jail for that. You get some type of charge for that. Why would you do it? You have a whole company. You could have just named something with your name in it, and just brand it like I can't be a cop, but I can be top flight, and be happy with that.